Okay. Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Emily, and this is class number 2 in my Avoid Going Crazy in Quarantine series that I've just decided to create now. Okay, so today we are going to work on the hips. Right, so I get a lot of complaints from clients, from people in my classes, from friends and family, from literally everybody on the planet that their hips are tight or that they're experiencing pain in their hips and it's affecting their day-to-day, right? So there's a lot that we can do about that. Generally what we do is we stretch a lot and that is good, that is great. I love stretching, but a lot of times we're missing something if all we're doing is stretching. So a lot of times when we experience pain in our hips, it is actually due to a lack of strength and a lack of mobility, right? So we can stretch and stretch and stretch and we can try to lengthen those muscles, but if that is not really the problem, then we will never fix the problem. Okay, so we are going to do more of a mobility-based sequence this class instead of kind of just like a purely yoga stretching type of thing. So, all right, so first we're just gonna sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back. We'll just take one big breath in. And then let it go. Okay, kind of settle into the mat a little bit. And then from here, our legs are crossed. We're sitting in a nice tall position. We're just gonna bring our hands behind us and actually prop our feet out in front of us. Right, so your heels are down, feet are a little bit wider than your hips, and then you can really actually rest into your hands behind your back, right? So try to keep the heart lifted, try to keep the shoulders back, so we're not rounding, we're not losing all of our upper body integration, if you will, but we're keeping nice and lifted. And then from here, let both of your knees fall to the right. So the left hip is not going to pick up off the ground, right? We're not gonna do this yet. We might get there, but we are not gonna do it yet. So we're just letting the knees fall to the right, and then use the strength of your legs to push the knees down as far as you can. See how much you can actually get them to go. If you experience any pinching or pain, then you back off a little bit, right? Otherwise, just a big stretch. Okay, then come back through center, other side, knees fall to the left, and then we press, hold it here, and then come back through center. So now we are gonna go just a little bit faster, right? So it's just side to side. We're giving a little press every time we reach the end range of motion, right? As far as our legs will go. And now start to let the hips come up. And so what I mean is let the knees come all the way over as far as they can go, right? They don't have to touch the ground, but let them come over pretty far, right? So the hip will actually come off of the ground. And you will probably notice that your bum is kind of scooching off of your mat a little bit, scooching forward. That is okay. So just keep on windshield wipering the legs. And then come back through center, scoot yourself back on your mat. And we're going to find what I call a seated frog, right? Because if you are familiar with yoga, if you were prone, this would be your frog position, right? So your feet are nice and wide and they are flexed. You're pressing into the outer edge of your foot. And then your ankles are more or less under the knees, right? It is okay if your legs are like this, right? If you're feeling ultra tight and this does not seem like something that is gonna happen today, that's okay, no problem. Otherwise, we aim for, we work towards knees over top of your ankles. Then hands come to your shins. We'll inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, just relax, right? So if this is enough, right, you're like, this is intense, then this is as far as you have to go, no problem. You can stay right here. If you do want more, take a big breath in, grow a little taller, and then exhale, start to pull yourself forward in between the legs, right? So you can even press your elbows into your thighs to help open up a little bit more, if that feels okay. And then just stay here, just breathe. Take a big breath in, breath out. One more big breath in, let it go. And then sit up nice and tall again. Once again, we're gonna bring fingertips back behind us. Keep the left knee where it is. Look at your right knee. And then from here, we're gonna pivot on the heel. So the foot is gonna wave back and forth, but we're not actually like sliding the foot around, right? We're just gonna bring that right knee in. And again, we're pressing much like we were doing at the beginning, and then open it back up, right? We're just gonna do that 5, open, 4, open, 3, 2, and last one. And then from here, we're gonna actually move into our next stretch. So we're gonna keep that right knee hugging in. We're just gonna shift ourselves around into what I often call a 90-90 position, but I think in most yoga spheres, we call it deer pose. Okay, so you're gonna have more or less a 90-degree angle at both knees, right? So a 90-degree angle at the left and at the right. If this feels like a little bit too much, then you can always hug the heels in towards your body a little bit more. That takes a little bit of the pressure off of the hips. But we work towards keeping it nice and open, right? Opening up a little bit more. Okay, so you're facing your left leg, right? Bring your hands, frame that left leg, and then inhale to sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, maybe just bow down a little bit towards that left leg. So keep the shoulders rolling back, keep the heart reaching forward, right? And press that left leg into the ground, right? So we're not just kind of collapsing into this, but we're using the strength of our left leg that I can take my hands off and I can still stay nice and upright, right? I'm not like falling into my leg. All right, take one more big breath in. Let it go. And then just rise the torso up, but keep facing towards that left leg. So now look at your right foot. We're gonna keep the right knee down. We're gonna see if we can lift that right foot. And so much harder than it sounds. Okay, so if it doesn't happen, not a big deal. But we work towards it, right? So we're still gonna attempt to lift the foot. Even if the foot doesn't lift off, we are still engaging the muscles as though we are lifting the foot off, and we will eventually start to build that strength. So here we go. Roll the shoulders back. Try not to lean into the hands as much as you can. It will probably happen, that's okay. And then see if you can lift right foot off of the ground. And then lower it back down. Let's do that 5 more times. So 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, we're gonna see if we can hold it for 3, 2, 1, lower it down, and if it feels, necessary, like you're finding any kind of cramping going on in that hip, you can just give it a little bit of a massage. Okay, so now, same but different. Okay, so we're still gonna be facing, our torso is still facing that left leg. We're looking back at that right, but instead of lifting the right foot, we're gonna see if we can lift the right knee. It's a little bit easier than the foot normally. So press into the inside edge of that right foot, lift the right knee, and then lower back down. Lift and lower. So notice I'm not opening all the way up with this movement, right? I'm just lifting the knee and lowering it back down. So let's do 3, 2, 1, hold it for 3, 2, 1, bring it back down. We're coming back to that frog position, right? So we're gonna come back through center. You can readjust as needed, but then the feet come out nice and wide below the knees. Okay, this time, grab onto the shins, we'll sit up tall. Remember, you can stay right here. If you wanna follow me, follow me. And by that, I mean, we're actually just going to, the hands will still come to the shins, but the elbows are gonna stay lifted off. And now we are pressing the knees down just with the strength of our legs themselves, right? So kind of clench your glutes a little bit, right? Engage the booty and then press the knees down. Okay, hold it, hold it, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Okay, now hands come back behind you. We've got to do that left side. So we're just going to bring that left knee in, right? Pivoting on the heel. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Press, 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 and then open back up. We're going to do that 5 more times. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and then last one, hold it, and then we come to that kind of deer pose or 90-90 on the other side, right? So here we go. Our right leg is in front. Right away, you might notice a big difference side to side. If this is your tight side, then you will definitely notice. If the other side was a little bit tighter for you, then actually you might be like, this feels easier, and that's fine. Okay, good. Anyways, so your torso is facing that front right leg. You've got a 90-degree angle at both knees. We're going to inhale, sit up tall, framing that right leg with your hands, and then exhale just to lean towards that right leg. But remember, you are pressing that right leg down as much as you can. If you've never done this, it will feel weird. You are not alone in that. That is something that everybody is going to experience. So take a big breath in, breath out. And then rise back up. We're gonna stay looking in this direction, or sorry, torso will face this direction, but we're gonna look at that left foot. So again, you can press into your fingertips a little bit to help keep you lifted, but we're trying not to lean too much into it. If you have to, that's okay, right? We're working on it, no problem. So we sit up nice and tall. We look back at that left foot. Like I said, this is my right side, this is my tight side. So here we go, we're gonna see if we can lift that left foot up. Mine does not go nearly as high as the other. And lower it back down. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one we're gonna see if we can hold it for 3, 2, 1. Lower it back down. Maybe give it a bit of a massage. Okay, and now that opposite, right? So the foot stays down, we're gonna lift up the knee. And so here we go. Press into the inside edge of that left foot and then lift the knee up and lower it down. Lift it up, lower it down. So remember, we're not opening all the way up. It might open a little bit, right? But we're trying to keep the torso facing the right leg. So let's do 2 more. And then on this last one, hold it up there for 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down and then just come right back through center, right? This time though, let the feet come together, knees out wide, cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together. Inhale to sit up tall. And then exhale, maybe you start to fold over the legs, right? If elbows are touching the thighs, you can use the elbows to help open up just a little bit more, right? Not forcing anything, but just kind of helping a little bit. And take a big breath in, breath out. And then rise back up. All right, one last one for per side. So I'm gonna go face sideways for you. So hands are gonna come behind you. You might have to start with your feet out kind of far. We're gonna take the right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Let the right knee fall open. If you want a little bit more, you just start to walk that left foot in, right? Try to keep the shoulders back, the heart lifted. And take a big breath in, breath out. If after a moment you want to go even deeper, you still just continue to walk that left foot in. You could always sway a little bit side to side. And then we'll just switch sides. So maybe that left foot cruises back out, right leg out, and then a left ankle crosses over right thigh. Then you can always walk the foot back in. You could always walk the hands in, right? Keep the shoulders back, the heart lifted. And maybe you even let the eyes close, right? You start to go inside and start to relax a little bit more, right? This wasn't a very yoga-y flow, but it doesn't mean that we can't be mindful and pay attention to either what our body is feeling right now or maybe being mindful to any thoughts that are creeping back in. Take a big breath in, breath out. And then that right foot can go out, left foot can come down. And then once again, we'll just find a seat just for a moment, right? So sit up nice and tall, let your hands rest in your lap, close your eyes, and just take a moment to feel, right? So remember what it felt like sitting here at the beginning of class and what it feels like now. Or maybe it isn't even your body that is feeling the class, right? Maybe it is a little bit of space that you found in your brain, right? Maybe your mind was racing before you started this video, and maybe it has slowed down a little bit. And take a big breath in, breath out. maybe find a little bit of a wiggle or a rock back and forth or some neck rolls or shoulder circles or whatever. But thank you for practicing with me, and keep on keeping on, right? That's all we can do.